Hey y'all, it's your girl Toyia T. And do we have a show for you today? Last month we went through the male perspective on dating in 2023. And this month we're going to go through the female perspective. I need to first make sure to thank our platinum sponsor, Sweet 31. They have a grand opening coming up on April the 8th. Doors will open at 9 p.m. and they have Carl Thomas performing. So you don't want to miss that. It's just over on Hamilton Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. So make sure you support our platinum sponsor, Sweet 31. With that, I'd like to go ahead and welcome in my guests and let them do a brief introduction of who they are and why they felt like they should spill the tea on their perspective on dating. Come on in. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm,
Hey.
I'm so glad to have you today. I'm going to have you just go around and around robin. We'll start with Latoya. Just introducing yourself. Give us a little bit about you. Just maybe a fun fact,
Okay.
and then we'll get right into the show.
All right. Well, I am Latoya. Fun fact is I like to have tons of fun, and the perspective on dating right now is not even in
It's not
my. It's not no big deal to me as we speak right now, but we'll get back to that later.
okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, we're anxious to hear from you and have a little banter around what your perspective is.
yes,
Next,
ma'am.
Courtney, do you want to do a brief intro?
Hey, y'all. I am Courtney Hawkins. Fun fact about me is I love bourbon. Uh, and I'm here to learn some stuff because, these streets are kind of crazy for us single folks. So I'm happy to be here.
It's crazy in the streets, right?
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Talia, do you want to do a brief introduction?
Sure. I'm Talia Towns, and a fun fact about me is that I'm Toya's cousin. And in case you didn't know, all right. And then my perspective on dating is interesting. I really enjoy dating, so I'll tell you guys the do's and don'ts. And then also, I got the chance to actually speak with my brother recently to get the male perspective on dating. So I'll give you his perspective as well as mine,
Oh,
compared to
oh,
mine.
well, we're looking forward to that. So I'll jump right in. I'm curious how you guys feel about the traditional sense of like relationships and marriage. Do you still believe in love? Do you think that this is still like something that could be true in today's world? Anybody can answer. It doesn't have to go in any particular order.
Okay. Um, Me personally, I do believe in love. I do. I think love is for I don't know. Right now, these days, I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think everybody sticks to the traditional code right now. Everything is just kind of watered down. I'm
Mhm.
not going to say every relationship because I don't, I can't speak for others. Just being in a really bad situation for a long time, I'm not ready to 100% take that step. But I'm not talking down on anybody else's perspective of it. I support anybody, whether it fails or, whatever. Um, I'm just not really big into I do eventually want to find something steady.
You said
But right now,
something.
I'm just doing me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I really can't really, I don't believe in it though, right now, for me.
Okay.
For me.
So you think it might be true for other people, but you don't believe in it for yourself at this moment.
At this moment. I mean,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm waiting or whatever, because I'm still gonna come outside. I'm still gonna, like you said, be in these
So,
streets. But
right.
I mean, I don't see committing soon. Should I say
Okay.
that?
Okay. So she's still in the streets, y'all. Like, don't get it twisted.
Don't get
Courtney,
it twisted.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I love what Latoya said about like that key word, like not committing right now. I do believe in, traditional marriage. I'm divorced. I think, nowadays, and the more people that I meet that are single, I'm not sure we value commitment. I think that's what it is because we can so easily change our mind or be swayed to something else. But I think if you meet someone, and you have a genuine friendship, that's based around honesty, and vulnerability that continues, and you can be honest with one another, and you're in it for the long haul, like by all means, sign me up. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Talia?
I think that, like, it's kind of going off what Courtney said. I think that love is, or relationships aren't really valued these days. So, being in love, I definitely still believe in love, and being in love, that's all beautiful. But I feel like the lack of respect, for one relationship or someone being in love, both with men and women, is a problem today.
Yep.
But I do believe in love. I definitely still believe in love. I enjoy dating. I have fun with dating, but I feel like I myself, um, allow people, or if I date someone, they want to get serious so quick, and then I just be like, okay, when I should take a step back and stay with my original plan. But yes, I do still believe in love.
So you think like the pressures of kind of just what's going on in the world, I think doesn't allow for the commitments of yesteryear. Like you have to work a little bit harder, I think, in order to keep a relationship in a solid condition. Because in our past generations, they will respect the fact that you were in a relationship. Like, oh, okay, I respect that. I'm gonna walk away. But in today's kind of landscape, people just feel like, okay, I heard you, but I'm still trying to see what's up. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
know
it's
you.
like they want you more. When I was
Mm.
married, like, don't get me wrong, they came at me married or not married, but when I was married and I would wear my ring, it's like they came stronger. And, the
Mhm.
man didn't even really respect the fact that I had a ring on my hand. I really had to take a stance. And if you're a weak minded individual, then sometimes you may kind of fold in and go for
Fall
that,
victim.
talking to that, yeah,
Yeah.
that next
Yeah.
person or somebody that can make you feel great for the moment. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I
You know,
think it's a challenge
I
for
always
men.
tell people this story about how somebody tried to talk to me when I was like 6 months pregnant. Like I'm at the gas
Mhm.
station. I got on a ring. I am full blown pregnant. And he like, what's up? And I'm like, wait a
yes,
minute, please make it make sense. Like I'm clearly married and pregnant, and you trying to holler? Like that's just weird to me. But I don't know if it's like they don't even look for the ring now because it's like, well, I'm just trying to see if you trying to go, whether you married or not. I'm trying to see if you're trying to go.
Yep.
yep, exactly. And I think that's the problem that we have. Everybody's trying to see who's trying to go. How about
Mhm.
you really get to know that person? Like, I think, and I'm in my 30s. So our generation, they kind of like everything is microwave. Everybody wants everything quick. A lot of women go for money, and men go for money too. I've heard a male's perspective, all they want is money and what you bring into the table. But sometimes you get like, what you bringing to the table? Like,
Right, right.
if I bring the table to the table, so I want to make that clear. But if you ain't bringing the table to the table and you can't match my hustle and what I have, then I'm not even interested. And a lot of people take that the wrong way. But when you're a certain caliber or, type of woman, you want a man that can match your hustle or match, your income, because a man is supposed to provide. I think a lot of times people forget that. Like, and they're
Right,
like, oh, well, you just trying to go for money. At the end of the day, yes, we're all here to get money. And if you are not that man that's trying to get money, I'm not interested, because everybody has to have a goal,
right,
even in a
right.
relationship.
You gotta pay your own way. Ain't nobody trying to keep no man by paying their way and all that other stuff. Like,
No, no.
yeah.
And they will try. They'll try to get over if you let them.
So y'all all kind of noted that you're not really looking for a commitment per se, but are there rules of engagement like that you go by? I know Talia said like you need to match my hustle, you need to make sure you bringing in some coins, or like it's a no for me. Are there other rules of engagement that really stand out when you like, yeah, that's a no?
Well, I can't say I did.
I,
I didn't
I'm
say I
big.
wasn't looking for a commitment, Toy. I'm looking for a commitment. You always date with an intention to have a commitment, so I
Okay.
want to make that clear.
Okay.
But the right
I
person
think
has to
Stacy
be
did.
there to, for the commitment.
What did you say, Talia?
It has to be the right person for me to commit to.
Okay. So you ain't just committing to just anybody. You got to make sure they coming correct and they got their stuff together, and then there may be an open consideration of a commitment.
Absolutely.
Okay. What about you, Latoya? Do you have rules of engagement?
I just think I'm big on space too. Um, I'm not into, like, I ain't gonna lie, I like a lot of attention. I do. And I might sometimes get mad when, like, oh, like, okay, so it's taking you such and such amount of time to text me back. I'm big on blocking. It's sad, I know. Oh well, I need to deal with that. I understand that. I know that's a flaw in me. Like,
What
I'm
what
impatient, like
causes them
Talia
to get
was saying.
blocked, Toya? What are some
Like
of the
Tal
reasons?
was saying, like everything has to be so quick. But once it gets to that point, then I start getting like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm tired of it. Like, like I like space. I like to come home sometimes and take a shower and lay down. Like, I don't want to have to feel like I'm not showing you attention because I'm tired or I want to,
Right,
what I'm saying? But then again, I like to kick it. So
right.
I'm like kind of on the bipolar level when it comes to my rules. I am.
You
I
know what you
am,
want,
but
but you don't
I'm
know what
willing
you
to
want.
work. No, but I'm willing to work on that. I'm not mean or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just more or less like, I don't know. I feel like if you,
So one of
you
your
know,
friends just chimed in. My cousin Robin said you stay blocking. So can you tell us
I do. I do.
what some of the reasons that people get blocked?
Um, like I said, so this is where my bipolar kicks in, and let me sip my tea on this. Bipolar kicks in. I like attention, but if I try to, I do like attention, but if I'm giving you my attention, we giving each other attention, then you just start overdoing it. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. Like, I
Right,
don't want to keep having to text you all night and stuff like that. I'm tired. I don't want, I just be in
right.
my
Go
own
away.
world.
Right, Toy.
Like, leave me alone today. We can rekindle this tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm working on that. That comes from bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I have a trust issue with people that I shouldn't even have that issue with because we're not serious. If that makes sense.
Right.
So I'm working on it. I am. And yes, I do stay blocking and I need to stop. I'll unblock eventually.
You unblock them eventually.
Yes.
I only block here and there. I'm not like a blocker consistently. I will typically block when I feel like somebody is like trying to gaslight me, where
Mhm.
they want to make it seem like I'm not available when they available or whatever the situation might be. It's like, no, don't even try that. At this point, I'm done. So I'm just
Reverse
gonna go ahead.
reverse psychology, basically.
Right, right.
Yes, I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And they're good for that too.
Right. And some people are really good at it. And so you kind of have to just like shut it off completely. Otherwise, at some point, they're going to catch you at a weak moment.
You're right. That's so true.
What
That's
about
why you
you?
should just block exes. Block them.
What,
That's the
what you
only
say?
blocking I do. I only block exes because then they think they can come back.
Right.
You
Yeah,
only
I'm
block
like
what,
exes
Instead
Tal?
of
too.
block, can you hear me?
What do you block?
She said she blocks her
Exes.
exes.
Mm.
Oh, her exes. Okay, yeah.
I don't block all my exes. I just
I
block the
don't
ones.
either.
Yeah. I block the ones that don't understand. Like, I said no, it's a wrap. Like, and now it's time for you to go. And if you can't
That's most
understand
of
that,
them.
then you had to get blocked. That's just
Yeah,
it. What
Yeah.
about you,
exactly,
Courtney?
Toy.
Courtney, what are your rules of engagement?
You know what? I don't have too many rules of engagement. I don't date like traditionally. So I mean, it's normally if I meet someone, if someone in my network is like, "Hey, I think you should connect with such and such," I'm open to that. So with that being said, I feel y'all I lead with what I value. So, and I attract that. So intelligence for one, family for one. So I'm not in places that are going to have a bunch of men around me that I wouldn't, spend my time with anyway. So I think that's big,
Mhm.
leading by what I value, which
Right.
is a man having brains. So I mean, that's what you're gonna see from me or get from me, and I expect you to engage me in that type of way. But I mean, really, with dating, y'all, I need a man to trust himself and to be comfortable with himself. If he trusts himself, to make good decisions, and good decisions discerning me. So I think that's my rule, y'all. I think that's it. If it's a man, trust yourself, be comfortable with who you are.
Right. So man up, trust
Yes.
yourself, trust who you are and who you bring to the table.
Yes.
Have you guys had any crazy dating experiences? Anything that's happened either while you were on a date or maybe somebody tried to holler at you like, dude, I told you, like anything like that?
I I was on a date before and we went to eat, fine, had a good time. We decided to go to get a couple drinks elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting in there, we're chilling, whatever. Next thing I know, the guy's baby's mother and another woman walk in. And I'm like, okay, he's being real, like, not like upfront. He's not saying nothing, but at the same time, like he's playing it like he's going to talk to his friends. It's just too much movement. So I'm like, oh, they must still be involved. So me just being me, like I'm not from over here. I'm just like, okay, I just left. You know what I'm saying? I never spoke to him again to this day. Like I blocked him and I blocked him on Facebook. No, because I just feel like that was deeper than you could have been like, hey, this is my friend Toyia, this is my baby's mom. You know what I mean? That was deeper than just being your baby mama.
Right.
So I initially took myself out that situation because I'm not going to be over here arguing with that's a date. You know what I'm saying? It's not a boyfriend girlfriend thing. So once again, that takes you back to I don't. The
Right.
men are
I'm not trying to get
just
Right.
different. It is because a lot of women, and I've been guilty of this, allow men to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And they let them have their cake and eat it too. So they expect that out of everybody.
right. Right.
That's
So
So
true,
that will
Toyia.
get you blocked.
yeah,
That will get you blocked for sure.
yeah.
Your
So
baby
that's
mama
why
show up at the date.
So that's why I'll just play the game how the game is played. Like I will, and when I'm ready to be back talking to you, I'll unblock you and say, hey, act like nothing ever happened. And then they be right back on the train. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they like that, they like to feel like that you're mad at them too. They want to feel like they're just doing something too. But in the reality, I just have to get you out of my face for a couple days or, whatever the deal is. But
Mhm.
no, that's what goes back to, like I said, I have honestly been guilty of, allowing a man to do certain things that makes it okay to feel like, okay, so she gonna go for this, so I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just 2023, like our new generation. We're not our grandmother and granddad. Yes, there probably wasn't perfect, but Ethel didn't go mess with Earl, and she had to fight Helen. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the big deal then. Now it's
Well,
just
what
like,
about that song, Toya?
huh?
Brenda. What about that song, Brenda and what she say? She said,
Shirley
"Hey
and
Shirley,
Shirley,
this is Brenda."
Barbara and Shirley,
Yeah,
woman
Mhm.
to woman.
yeah, woman to
That's why
woman.
that
Yeah.
song was so fake popular. That wasn't normal. So now think of a song like that now. Think of the Cardi B and what is it? The Cardi B and what the girl Glorilla?
Glorilla.
That's why my girl messed with your, that's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shirley called her respectfully.
She said she ain't trying to do it behind her back. She's like, I'm
She
bringing
ain't
it to
trying to
you
do it.
woman to woman.
Woman
But
to
hold on,
woman.
I just heard a story the other day. One of my friends was like, somebody called her woman to woman. And she was like, what you calling me for? Like, I know he got a girlfriend, but that don't have nothing to do with me. Like, do you think I didn't know he had a girlfriend? Is that why you call? Like, why are you calling me?
'Cause we
If
have
y'all
no
in a
unity.
relationship, his commitment is to you, so you need to be calling him. Don't
Right.
But
call me.
that's the thing. Females have no unity. And don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. Once again, I was guilty of that. So I'm not throwing nobody's situation under the But now we just like, so why you calling me? Check him. But at
Right.
the same time, we're not making him responsible or holding him accountable for trying to play everybody against each other because that's all they do.
Mhm.
They just
Mm-hmm.
play us against each other. So when it comes back down to it, you got me mad at her, she's mad at me now. We ain't talking and you still doing both of us.
Right. But that's because she allows it. So if
Yes,
they're
it
in an
is.
open relationship, then that's one thing. But if they're in a
Yep.
commitment, then that's another thing. And I think it's important that we know that, if you're in a
Yep.
relationship, then you're in a relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
they both
I
parties
feel
of
like,
that relationship have to honor it. But
yeah,
the
and I do
outside
feel like
world,
this. And you're right. And I do feel like this. Like sometimes guys don't even put you in a position to know that you are walking into somebody else's relationship until certain things happen. Like,
Mhm.
let me be. I've been in that situation where I've dealt with a guy for a long time and did not even know his status with another woman until later on down the line. And it's like, that's selfish. Let me be the
Yeah.
judge if I want to be in this mix. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
But
saying?
did you ask or did he just not?
I did ask. Actually,
Okay.
I asked. We had a discussion. At the time, he was just taking care of his child, of course. It's always, I'm here for my child when it's a baby mother involved,
Right.
usually.
He's like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
And
I
you know,
see you here
around,
for your child.
like you're there for
Sitting.
your child and she's 6 weeks, yeah, right. Like
Right.
this is a new situation. Now, if you
Right.
tell me you still help out with your son and he's 17, that's a lot more believable. You know what I'm saying? But them new babies and those new marriages and those new relationships, they are still pretty much 9 times out of 10, they're still involved. And
Right.
that's why I say I will continue to have my fun and for my own peace. You know what I'm saying? And when it happens, it happens. But honestly, I think as a woman that's been through everything, we know when it's going to happen. We know when it's right. And we know when we're willing to take the chance. So,
Right. Right. Courtney, have you had any crazy experiences?
I have not. Nope.
Courtney, do you come outside?
Rarely, rarely, Toya, rarely. You got to summons me. No, I don't have any crazy stories.
She got to be pulled outside.
Hmm.
I'm about to pull up, Courtney. Beat, beat. Come on.
Tell you, have you had any crazy experiences?
So I have one recent one. So I went on a date and it was with some guy that I didn't know. I didn't know him at all. It was one of my friend's boyfriend's friend. And so I went on a date with him and I had him meet me at a particular restaurant. That's a nice restaurant here in Houston. And so I'm at the bar when I get there. I got there a little bit before him. And I'm at the bar, came in thinking I was all cute or whatever. And everybody being real respectful. The guy at the front door, he opens the door for me. Like, I mean, it was just really nice when I walked in. And I told him I was waiting on one other person, with my party. And they're like, okay, great, this and that, whatever. And while at the bar, of course, you get approached by other guys and things like that or whatever, but you're trying to see what this guy or whatever that you never met on a date, what he's about. So he gets there and I'm waiting at the bar because we're going to sit at the table. He gets there and tells me he can't get in. Now, how can you not get in a restaurant? Right? So I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm outside, but they won't let me in because I don't have on the proper attire. Okay. So rule number one, that was a turn off for me because if I tell you the type of restaurant that we're going to, the name of it, you should know what it is. And if you didn't, you should have asked what the dress code was. And rule number two, why would you wear a hoodie to a first date and to
Mhm.
a nice restaurant? So the restaurant is called Warwick here in Houston. And it's a nice black owned restaurant. And you don't just walk in Warwick with a hoodie on.
So who set the
So
date up,
I
Cal?
again
You?
had to walk past.
Did we lose her? Well, I'm with her.
Oh no! Ah!
I think we lost our internet. She might come back in, but I agree. You gonna show up to no date with me with no
No,
hoodie on?
you
I
don't.
don't, I don't care if we going to McDonald's. You need to put on some clothes and look the part. Because if I just came into the date just looking any kind of way, you say, well, did you try? I'm sure there would be some
Especially
conversation
at
around
this
it.
age. We too
Right,
old for that.
right. Talia, are you back? I thought she was back.
Talia, what happened? How you gonna go that far and cut us off?
I
Right.
know.
How you gonna start a story and then we lose her? Talia? I think
So
she
I'm
on her.
assuming he didn't get in because he had on a jogging suit.
Right. He had on a hoodie and he wasn't probably trying to get in. He
Nah,
like,
he
let's go.
wasn't.
He probably looked at them menu prices and was like, yeah,
That
Warwick
part.
Button, we ain't going to Warwick today.
He probably was like, come on, we can run up here to Chipotle and get to know each other.
Right.
The
Any
turkey
advice?
leg.
We have 3 minutes left. Any advice that you would give to men or women, if you so choose, that are in the dating scene on, just ways that they can improve the dating experience?
Yes, yes, yes. I have one. Can you see my face?
That's
I
you.
want, I
Yes.
want all the, I want
Yes.
all the men to see this very clearly. Stop sending dick pics.
Oh
Stop
my
the dick pics.
God.
Stop.
That's the worst.
That's number one. Stop the dick pics.
I agree. I agree. What about you, Toya? Do you like the dick pics or you want them to stop too?
Oh Lord. Okay, so the random ones, yes. Yes. Those are too
Those
much.
should stop, right?
Those should stop. I shouldn't wake up to that. But I am guilty of asking for those. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, like I am. Sometimes.
Okay.
Toy,
So
you
Don't
if
mean that
they're
nasty.
don't matter.
solicited, then you can provide them, but don't provide them
Yeah,
unsolicited.
exactly. I don't
Courtney,
want
do
to
you
wake
not
up.
like them at all? Are you like, nah, don't send them to me. I
Courtney, you
won't,
don't
I
like
won't
them?
ask.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest and say that they're probably gonna be shared in the group tag, like the group chat. They're gonna be
Oh,
shown.
now
So
that
I mean,
part.
it's like
Right,
I'm just letting you know if it's out there, it's out there. But
right.
no,
I
I
know
mean,
I'm guilty of sharing them in the group chat.
We all are, because best believe they're guilty of sharing your titties.
yeah,
Oh,
it's not safe.
I will go on record. I have not sent anybody my titties, so my titties should not be showing up anywhere. Just for the record.
I mean, I
But
don't
wait,
know, but
Latoya blocks everything. She not blocking dick pics. Like Latoya is
stop
okay with the dick.
asking. If I now so
She blocking everything but that. You can get through with that.
because
Just
in
don't say
case
nothing
something
crazy.
ever gets to that, I need to know, is it worth driving 30 minutes sometimes, or if it's worth finding a babysitter. You know what I'm saying? No,
Right.
I'm joking.
You said, show me what you're working with. And
First,
I'm sad. Okay, Talia, we need to hear the end of the story real quick. We got 1 minute.
Sorry, y'all. It went out. No, so I went outside and he's like, "Oh, you look so pretty." And he's out there with the guy that opened the door for me to come in the restaurant. And he was like, "You was waiting on him?" And I was like, "Yeah." So needless to say, he wanted to go to Ruth Chris because he knew he could get in with a hoodie. And I said no, and I went home. Like I
And
was
you
just
went
so
home.
turned off. Like, yeah, like come correct. Like we didn't say we were going to McDonald's. Like we had a nice restaurant. Like just and I never seen him, never knew him or nothing. So I didn't know, that he would come there with a hoodie. But I was mad at my friend, like, why would y'all? But yeah.
Hook me up with the hoodie wearing guy.
Yeah.
Any,
And then I
any
heard
last
dick pic
minute advice,
comments too.
Talia, for the opposite sex or the same sex in terms of dating advice?
Have fun and just date and stop making all these demands at the beginning. I think a lot of people come into like the dating scene like, I don't want this type of guy and I don't want you to do this and this and that and never. If you like him, he likes you, have fun. Like don't be so demanding up front. And that goes for women and men. If I don't
Well, what
answer
about
and
the
you
hoodie
just
now,
met me,
Talia? What about the
like
hoodie?
I don't have to answer the phone every day.
What about the hoodie,
yes.
Talia?
Or what about
'Cause-
matching your income, Talia? You just which one? What is it?
right. Which one is it?
You would go
Okay.
away, wouldn't you?
We need
Okay.
a part two. We need a part two. We need a
We'll
part two.
do part
How you
two.
can go in.
We'll have to figure out a part two. We'll have to figure it out. I think she's given social media Any parting words? We are at the end of our show. I think I need to go ahead and thank our sponsors at this point. Thank you, ladies, for giving us your perspective. It was very
No
very
problem.
engaging.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Today's episode of The Plug is sponsored by the following companies. At the platinum level, we have Suite 31. Get ready for the newest restaurant and lounge coming to Cincinnati real soon. Suite 31's grand opening will feature a live performance from Carl Thomas, and you will appreciate the laid-back atmosphere for 30 plus after 9 p.m. For more information, find them on Instagram at Suite31_lounge. At the gold level, we have Spiritual Genius. Spiritual Genius is a lifestyle brand created to highlight spiritual experiences and uplift people in the process. Check out their apparel and travel wear at spiritualgeniusbrand.com. At the silver level, we have Hue Aesthetics. Hue Aesthetics is a woman-owned and operated medical spa. They believe in building confidence and empowering women to feel amazing in their own skin. To learn more, find them on Instagram at Hue Aesthetics Northern KY. And last but certainly not least, at the bronze level, Natural Shea Care. Natural Shea Care is a Black-owned natural beauty care company with a mission of supporting and empowering the women of Ghana, where their shea butter is sourced. Their main brand is True Shea, which contains 75% shea butter, a higher concentration than other products on the market. Find them online at Target.com or Amazon and in store at your local Kroger. The Plug thanks all of our sponsors for helping us keep you connected.